Juddle Plays. Welcome back to SpongeBob Bowling Simulator. Okay, that didn't work exactly as I wanted to. Okay, oh, I guess that worked. Anyway, in actuality, welcome back to the SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom 3 health run. As you saw right there, I decided to get that one sock out of the way now that we have the Bubble Bowl, and there is one other thing we can do. I believe going to clean out the bumper boats would be the best idea. Here comes the atom bomb. Okay, that I was trying to just kill him, but I guess that works too. I'm just gonna kill this guy though. Or maybe not. Okay, I'm just gonna cut till we get to where we need to go. Look at that. The good old skee ball machine that SpongeBob can use the Bubble Bowl for. And now that we actually have the Bubble Bowl, if I don't accidentally press the X button instead of the R button to switch, yeah, now that automatically goes off saying, like, you can get this, and it's literally just for shiny objects. There is a glitch you can do where if you... I believe if you kind of glitch yourself in there and you get the Bubble Bowl to, like, constantly go into one of them, you can get a shitload of shiny objects. Like, as you see, the default always is 10. You can try for more. I don't know if that's going to get anywhere. Usually I only get 10, but some really cool thing you can do here is if you go up here, it kind of just takes you away because it's like, nope, you're not supposed to cheat. Anyway, now to actually start the actual episode. Now that we're in Shady Shoals, let's start the episode by going into the Mermalair and watching as Mermaid Man kind of disappears right when we press the R button. Did you see that? I'll probably put a screenshot up right now, but he kind of just like freaking disappeared completely. It looked really weird. Oh yeah, I forgot. This level's weird. Like when you first come in it doesn't do the intro. It kind of just brings you right here. I was expecting somewhat of an intro to go off, so I was being quiet, but I guess I could have just talked. And I see what they're doing here. They want me to try to hit that. Well, they want me to try to do the uppercut thinking that the Thunder Tiki's not there, but no, you're supposed to do that to get all of the shiny objects.
Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
You shouldn't sneak up on Mermaid Man like that. His heart's not so good. Come to think of it, nothing on him is that good anymore.
Sorry, Mermaid Man. It's just that I'm always so excited to see you two. Standing in your awesome presence gives me the chills of justice. See? I've got goosebumps on my goosebumps on my goosebumps on my goosebumps on my...
All right, kid. Knock it off. Just tell us what you want.
Well, I really want a new pair of sunglasses. Patrick sat on my old ones.
That's not what I meant.
Actually, it's a good thing you showed up, young sponge of goodness.
It is?
It is?
Yes, a bunch of evil robots have taken over the Mermalair security system. It's up to you to shut it down and stop them.
Well, why him? We're perfectly capable superheroes.
Because it's Thursday and we have a whole bunch of doctor's appointments.
Ah, fish sticks. I forgot.
Go talk to the Mermalair computer in the next room. She'll tell you what to do.
I accept this awesome responsibility, Mermaid Man. You won't be disappointed. Shamed maybe, but not disappointed.
To the doctor's office! Away!
My god, that is a lot of dialogue there. Anyway, I find a very weird inconsistency there where, as you remember in the last episode, I almost said Mermaid Man, almost said Mermaid Man if I can actually, like, talk correctly and not just stutter over my own word. Well, not even stutter, but just talk too fast for me to even be able to be comprehended. I don't care about the power generators. I literally just want to go down here so I can do this, like, Bubble Bowl thing. Because I believe you get a 50 shiny object if you can Bubble Bowl and hit the Duplicatotron, which I was too far to do. Luckily, none of the robots spawn down here, so that's one good thing. If I can actually aim correctly, Jesus Christ. This might take longer than I thought. I believe that one will be good. Oh my, really? Do I have to be all the way back here? There we go, okay. Now that we killed that, I'm pretty sure of 50 shiny objects. There we are. Okay, it spawns right there. It's a weird thing to get a 50 shiny object for, but I guess it's a little bit hard to hit that Duplicatotron right there. Now we're just gonna hit these. Well, they're gonna hit me, though, I guess. Anyway, what I was gonna say a while ago, probably about like a minute and a half ago about the inconsistencies with Barnacle Boy, is that he said, like, oh, we're having some trouble in the Mermalair. and to like come down and help them, but then they just forget. I don't know if it's supposed to go with how senile they are in their old age, so they just don't remember, but I find that a weird inconsistency, and look at that cowboy-ass looking robot. As a kid, well, first, this guy's ARF, but as a kid, I always wondered why he had his little pet robot dogs frickin' trying to bite a sponge, but then I realized, wait, SpongeBob is a sponge, so that makes a lot of sense. Now, ARF is very interesting. Usually, if he sees you and he does those little, like, robot dog things, you have to hit him 3 times in order to kill him, but if he's not paying attention to you, and then you go around and hit him, he's just a one-hit kill, which I find really weird. It's kind of hard to do this, to be honest, because you have to be very careful, because these robot dogs do eventually explode, as you've seen, but it's not too hard. The radius isn't that big, so it's pretty easy just to dodge. If you're a skilled player at this game, at least it's pretty easy to dodge. But now I'm going to try to kill this robot with the bomb. That did not work. I really have to try to, like, stop doing that. Now, okay. There's this platform here, which I believe this thing's gonna say. Yeah, you can use, it's, I guess, did it say it was a paddle wheel? What did it say there? Okay, paddle wheels, okay. Well, basically, with the bubble bowl, you can hit these things, and it will turn the platform. You're supposed to go there and continue on with the level, but, as you saw, there is a bungee hook over there, because, well, you know, there's a bungee hook in every single frickin' level, so there has to be one here. It's the only one in the level, but if you twist it all the way over here, and then jump on the bungee hook, I believe you go on into some weird-looking tunnel, and it's literally just for a sock. Like, that's all it is. Okay, that's the first out of 4 socks. I knew there weren't too many socks in this level, but still, yeah. Obviously, as you could probably think, if you want to turn it the opposite way, you have to bowl the ball into the opposite side of the paddle wheel. You'll know which way is correct and which way is not, because sometimes it just won't budge, and it'll like do a, well, it'll budge, but it won't fully rotate, and that's basically the game saying you cannot turn this platform any further, or you cannot hit it like that. But there is a little Easter egg here. It's a little invisible boatmobile you can stand out and everything. It's pretty cool. But look at this, it's showing us that we're going to be having to use the bubble bowl to hit certain buttons, which it probably would have just told us there, but I really just wanted to do it anyway because I'm pretty sure it's self-explanatory. You can't really hit it because it's kind of inside the area, and god dang it, I was inside the area too because I could not move out of the way to, I couldn't move out of the way to save my life. But yeah, this first section of the Mermalair is really short. Like, that's all there is to do. Like, literally, the only other thing we have to do is just do this, and then hit the computers to make them break, which is a cool little Easter egg, but now we're going into the main part of the Mermalair, the main chamber.
The Mermalair, secret fortress of the wrinkly superheroes Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
Squidward, am I happy to see you? And not just the kind of happy you feel in the front of your knees, but the kind of happy you feel in the back of your elbow. Oh, you'll never believe what's been happening.
Yeah, I've already been briefed by the geriatric duo. Those 2 old coots sent me in to get updated with the Mermalair computer. But since you're here now, I'll let you do it. It's right over there.
Quite the distance.
Oh, look at this place. I mean, please. Would it kill them to lay down a few throw rugs? And all this wasted space? How did those 2 old fogies make all this?
Oh, that's easy. In episode 27, the Mermalair is invaded by the digging monsters of Bermuda, and they...
Never mind.
Now, if we talk to Squidward again, there is a little bit of extra dialogue.
SpongeBob, how do I get out of here?
Well, that depends. Do you want the booby-trapped or the non-booby-trapped exit?
Non-booby-trapped, please.
Then go that way. Or maybe it was that way.
Yeah, a lot of times when you talk to a character after the main briefing, they really don't do much. Also, Don't worry about that platform there. It literally does not do anything other than, I believe, give you a freaking 50 shiny object. Oh, wait. I think that platform is something totally different. But I think it's still only for a 50 shiny object. It's not for, like, a sock or anything, so it's not really worth trouble or whatever. Now, this main section of the Mermalair, we're trying to get up to the computers, so we're going to be doing a lot of bubble bowling to hit buttons. Because as you see over there, well, I mean, that little middle area is where we have to go if I can frickin' hit this button to save the life of me, because, well, the camera angle was kind of positioned behind that pillar, but as you see, we activated the bridge, and up there's going to be 2 walls that come out that we're going to be wall jumping back and forth between, and then that's the way we're going to be getting to the Mermalair computer. But a little off track, there are a few things we can do as Patrick over here, which I don't know why I passed the character change thing if I said we're going to be using Patrick, but yeah, let's talk to Mermaid Man.
I got a job for somebody who can throw things.
Leave it to us. I'm great at throwing things.
All you have to do is pick up a throw fruit and throw it into each of those funnel machines.
Throw the throw fruit?
No, throw the throw fruit.
Throw the tofu.
You might want to be quick about it. I tend to explode. I mean, they tend to explode.
Yeah, I don't want to know how Mermaid Man reacts after eating Mexican food, Jesus Christ. Anyway, this mission, when I was a kid, used to be the bane of my existence. I freaking hated it, and I actually don't know how I didn't get hit by that one thing. It kind of went through the watermelon, but I guess that doesn't count as getting hit. Now, that's usually not the hard one. This one tends to be the one that I have a lot of trouble with, but I believe I should be fine if I can actually make it up here. Come on, just throw it at this area. I think I should be able to get it. Oh, come on, really? Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. I would have been able to get it if I threw it a little bit closer to the area I wanted, but yeah, this is basically what you have to do for this one. Just throw it onto this third platform. Do not walk with this. That is like death waiting to happen, but yeah, there we go. Now that I now that I died. Let's see, is 3rd time's the charm? Yes, it is. Okay, I did it right before, well, not right before, but a little bit before it exploded. Now we're on to this one here, which, in my eyes, I believe isn't really too hard. It resets once you get up to it, but what I like to do is I like to make it so I get up to around here and then just throw it. Okay, if I don't actually get hurt on the way up there, just throw it there and then you can just hit this and then you're done. That's literally all you have to do. It's a little weird and you're probably going to get hurt a few times, but waiting for the whole cycle to go through is going to be, like, you're going to wait forever and you're going to have, like, barely any time to actually throw it at the button, but now we're going to get, well...
You did it! Now I can get some sleep.
Wait, was it because they were making too much noise? I'm not sure. Maybe I didn't pay attention to the text all that well? Probably didn't. Anyway... There is yet another thing we can do as Patrick here, because for some odd reason they wanted to knock out all the Patrick stuff in this one section, because now thinking of it, there's really no other area in the Mermalair where you have to use Patrick, so...
Hey, I know you! You're that guy!
We're gonna need a lot more power to activate the hydroacoustic Doppler modulator. Do you think you can handle this?
I could see Squidward's house from up here. And he's not wearing any pants. Oh wait, he never wears pants.
Now listen up. There are 8 cylinders over there. If you throw something at the cylinders, it'll turn around to the power side. Turn all 8 cylinders around to the power side and I'll give you a reward.
Sorry, what was that? I was watching Squidward.
Just start turning those cylinders.
This mission is really simple. Also, you're okay, I'm surprised that counted as a hit, but... Those buttons, you're not going to be able to know like what they do until a little bit, well, until we get to the Mermalair computer. Now, something you can do here is, if I can actually get this correctly, all you have to do is just hit each button once and then you're good, except this is getting a little bit harder than I thought, so I'm just going to use the watermelon because I do not want to spend forever trying to just hit it with Patrick. It'll still work the same. There's a little button in the middle, as you see, with that little red circle in it, mostly yellow. That just kind of resets everything. This watermelon's probably going to explode before it hits that, or maybe it's not. Okay, but we have, I believe, now one more button to hit, and I'm pretty sure that will activate all of them to go to the power side. Yes, it did. Okay, I wasn't going crazy. I was afraid I missed one of them, but yeah, as long as you hit every single one, it'll work. God, if I knew that as a kid, I probably would have saved a lot of time and actually would have got this golden spatula early on.
Ah, well done. Now there's enough power.
What do you need all that power for?
Why, my foot bath, of course. Here, have a golden spatula.
My God, that is one powerful foot bath. And I've also realized I have commentated a lot about like what I'm doing in this game, but I guess that's just because I don't have much to really talk about, you know? College is going pretty well, life's going really well. I mean, I was a little stressed about college earlier, and can I get, yeah, nice. We weren't exactly supposed to get the sock that way, but it's pretty simple to get that one. I believe that is number 2 out of 4, but yeah, like, I hope you guys don't mind if I talk about the game. I know I did a previous Let's Play of the game, and now this is just kind of like a challenge of the game, but my whole commentary style is kind of describing what I do without saying like, oh, let's jump over here and jump over here, which is my old style, which I remember back, well, first I hit the wrong side, but I remember back when I was on my old channel, Demon Razorblade, which I sometimes like to forget that I used to have a username like that, but it's very 2012, I guess you can say, or like 2011 when I first made the channel, but, well, I remember, I forgot, was it Faction of Players or something, or like, I think it was like Fellowship of Players. I remember in 2011 there was this thing called like 1UP Reviews, I don't exactly know. It was supposed to be like they featured a channel and then like you got some kind of, well, usually you'd get like some subscribers from it. You'd basically get your channel out there because that was when Let's Playing was getting a little bit harder to kind of get yourself out there at least. Maybe I should stop talking about this so I can actually hit the button. Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm deciding to cheap out and just do it like that. That's probably the easier way now thinking of it, but what I was saying was back in like the Fellowship of Let's Players or whatever it was called, I remember they featured my channel. I think I was like number 6 or 7 or I don't know. I was one of the earlier numbers of the channel, and I remember one thing they mentioned about my commentary that was kind of, well, that needed improvement was a lot of the time I just described, I would be like, oh, let's jump over here, jump over there, which luckily I've gotten a lot better with that. Now I just kind of describe what I'm doing. I don't say like, oh, let's just jump over here, jump over there. For the love of God, don't go down that thing until you hit this button because that's gonna be kind of bad. Now, can I actually, I'm wondering something. You're supposed to slide down that slide, but that slide's supposed to lead you to the golden, well, not golden spatula. That slide is supposed to lead you to the sock, so I might as well just do this because it makes it so it's a little bit easier to get across that, because usually that robot will create a chuck and it's kind of a mess, you know what I mean? Like, it really sucks. I do not like a chuck. No one likes a chuck, except my girlfriend's brother is named Chuck. I like him, pretty cool guy, but I guess in this game no one likes a chuck robot. And whenever I do these like wall jumps, I always remember back in like an old channel of mine when I tried Let's Playing this game and I just failed at doing wall jumps. I felt stupid back then. Oh crap, I thought this cutscene would automatically go, but I guess I have to move up a little bit.
In order for me to regain control of the security system, you need to press all the override buttons spread throughout the Mermalair. The first one is here.
Press the buttons! Got it!
When you have pressed them all, you should return here to press the master shutdown button. You will be rewarded.
Return here! Got it!
Are you listening to me?
Listening! Got it!
God, I don't think I can actually show this, but if I can kind of try to get the camera into here, I believe what is behind here is it's just Barnacle Boy in here because they had to make a person, like, they had to make a person so the computer would talk to us because for some odd reason they couldn't make an inanimate object talk. I don't exactly know why, but yeah. I guess it's just something, it was just like a limitation with the engine they made. I don't know. Anyway, over there is where we have to go eventually when we hit all the override buttons. So we're not even going to show that. I'm just going over here into the Mermalair security tunnel.
Gary, I see you've made your way down to the deepest recesses of the Mermalair. Meow. Oh, you took the elevator. Oh, how do I get to the top of this room?
Meow.
You're right. I bet those tunnels will take me up to the top. Good thinking, Gary.
Now, welcome to the platforming section of the Mermalair, because oh my god, this section sucks if you're not too good at platforming. And god, whenever I get to this section of this game, I always remember an old, like, I'm going back to that older Let's Play on, like, an older channel. I think I did it back in, like, frickin'... Well, no, it was just Demon Razorblade, now thinking of it. It was, like, December of 2011. I remember I was on this section, and I was talking about how I got in trouble and I was grounded. And even though I never considered being grounded when I was younger, it was more of just, like, I couldn't play video games or whatever, or, like, use electronics for the rest of the night, but I must have been a little asshole to my mother, and it made it so I couldn't continue recording or doing anything for the night. So, yeah, it was probably warranted now thinking of it, because there have been a few times when I was younger. I think I was like 13 at the time, so, you know, hormones, maybe? I don't want to blame hormones, but let's just say that I was a little bit of a prick, and okay, I don't think I should have got hit by that. It didn't look like I landed on the red part. Whatever the game wants to tell me, maybe it's because they wanted me to get this thing of underwear, and Jesus Christ, am I feeling very burpy. I know that used to be, well, that was nice, but I know it used to be a very kind of common theme with me when I recorded, saying like, oh, I just like ate pizza and I'm burpy, or like whatever thing I would say. It's just, it was a common theme when I used to do Let's Plays, and can I get this 50? Yes, I can. I mean, not without getting hurt, but going back to, like, the burpiness, I had lunch a little bit before this. I'm actually recording a little bit earlier than I usually do. I think I have class in about a little bit over an hour, but I just wanted to... I felt like recording. I was a little on the fence of actually recording for a bit, and god, this is a big section. And they always throw a chuck in when it's a big section. I'm just going to avoid all confrontation there, because I still don't know what I got hit by. I think it was the chuck. It must have been like the outside blast of the chuck. Is this gonna go away here so I can actually get rid of this guy? Yes, oh goodness gracious, yeah. Like I said, this section is a little bit harder, but let's just say I know I went back to this section a lot, but I'm gonna try to contain my burpiness so I don't accidentally like burp while recording. But yeah, that's how you defeat the ARFs when they're not paying attention. A cool little thing, you know? And look at this. It's the third out of the 4 buttons. We're pretty close to actually the, I think last button anyway. The last button's just in this section over here, but there is one little thing I have to do before going into that section. And now I just realized, I'm going pretty fast through the Mermalair. Like, I went through that section like it was nothing. Now we're gonna pay, like, probably a little less than half of the money I had just to activate this to get a sock. Like, this goes back to my older theory that I find it so weird that a lot of socks are harder to get than the golden spatulas. I mean, I guess it's because the socks aren't really required to beat the game. You could beat this game completely and not collect any socks whatsoever, and oh my goodness gracious, this is a little bit harder than I remember, but we did make it through perfectly fine, but I think I kind of have to backtrack a bit. I just realized I'm kind of dumb. I'm pretty sure I started going backwards, because the area started getting easier and easier, and I'm like, well, I knew I didn't defeat one of the chucks, so I was waiting for the chucks to show up, but they never, the one chuck, but he never did. So, yeah. I was going backwards. Fun. There we are, now we're going the correct direction, because now there's this robot that could potentially hurt me, so that's at least good. My god, now that we are finally back, and just to make sure I got that sock, because I don't want to have to go through that situation for another time. You know, I probably should have just died, because I think there was a checkpoint, but the rolling ball area, most people hate this, but let's see how it is. Oh god, okay. The bane of almost everyone's existence, everyone hates this, it's inevitable, every playthrough you have to do it, hopefully it doesn't take me too long.
Look, boy!
There's gold under that glass! Gold, I say! My eyes are getting sweaty just looking at it. All you have to do is get that great big ball into that there cup.
How do I get the ball rolling, Mr. Krabs?
You start the process by bubble bowling up this ramp to hit that button. Good luck, SpongeBob. My wallet's counting on you.
Now, if you saw up there, there is a 50 shiny object we can get, but if you want to just continue with the Mermalair and just get all the golden spatulas except for, I think it's this one, yeah, complete the bowling ballroom, you can do that, but, oh god. I didn't expect me to get so nervous. Also, I don't like how they do that cutscene the first time you do this, because it gives you less and less time. Anyway, I'm not even going to describe what I'm doing, because it's just easier to watch what I'm doing. I remember a lot of stuff. I actually just watched Super Mega do this section, not because I needed practice, but just because I wanted to see how they reacted to this section. Now, once that sound is made is when I usually hit this button, because you want to make sure you give yourself a decent amount of time to get over here. I knew I wasn't going to explain this, but I wanted to at least say that, because I guess my commentary was making me say that. And also, I'm in frickin' like panic mode right now because I am so nervous of this taking a lot of time. Come on, do that, please. There we are. Now, if I can get this correctly, you need to move that and then have this go over here. And I think I may have done this first try. Let me just do this here. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Come on, hit the button. There we go. Okay. Well, that could have taken a lot longer than it did, but I guess I'm just so used to that mission that I got it done first try. God, my past self would have went crazy right now, because I remember having so much trouble on this as a kid. God. Also, last sock in this area, be a little careful because the jump is a bit of a pain to get to, and I just realized we're already over half of the way through the game with socks. But as I said, a lot of the levels coming up in the future don't have too many socks to get in and of itself. Like, this level only has 4. I think Rock Bottom, which is the next level, I believe that has 9, so that kind of goes against what I'm saying. But it usually has that kind of like feeling or flow or something. I don't know. I'm still I still have that nervous feeling from doing that, because I still can't believe I did the rolling ball arena first try. Like, that's crazy. So if it's a little hard for me to speak, that's why.
Control of the security system, here is the reward I promised you. You have pressed all the security buttons. Now press the master shutdown button.
Ooh, yay. I believe the second to last golden spatula, and just what I thought. Yeah, I'm gonna complete the Mermalair in this episode. I'm not starting Rock Bottom in this episode, though, because I do realize that, like, this episode might be shorter than some of them, but I guess I just went, like, complete speedrun tactics in the Mermalair. I mean, now looking at it, the Mermalair is not that long of a level to get everything in. Like, it's not too difficult. I mean, well, it's definitely a little more difficult than, like, Goo Lagoon or anything like that, but still. Take the bridge to the villain containment system area. But we can't really take the bridge now. We kind of have to go a little bit further, and that's about as far as we can go.
Well, the security system has been shut down, and we got a good checkup.
Hooray for justice in all its multi-splendor glory!
Yeah, well, Justice Boy, you also cut the power to the Mermalair's VCS. That's Villain Containment System.
Is that bad?
Does Mermaid Man smell like sour milk?
Yes! Yes, I do!
Oh, no. It looks like one of the villains is broken free.
What's that? An evildoer on the loose? Who is it? Man Ray? The atomic flounder? The dirty bubble?
No, worse than that. He's your archenemy, Prawn.
Prawn!
Did someone call? Oh, I thought maybe I was looking at superheroes. But now I see it's just a couple of pieces of gnarled driftwood.
Prawn! I'll never forgive you, you madman!
What did Prawn do?
The worst thing you can imagine. He put all of Mermaid Man's white clothes in the washer with a red sock.
Everything I own turned pink! Pink!
How
Personally, I thought pink made you very pretty.
Really?
Sure, pretty stupid. Yikes. What is that yellow thing? Some kind of mold?
I'm not mold, I'm a sponge. There's a cellular difference. A cellular difference!
Yeah, thanks for the lesson, Dr. Science. See you later, Pinky.
By the seven seas, Prawn, I shall not rest until you are captured. But first, I shall have to change from my secret identity into Mermaid Man.
You don't have a secret identity, you old coot. Maybe you better take care of Prawn while I take care of this.
I shall avenge you, Mermaid Man!
One of my favorite parts in that cutscene is when they finally show how small Prawn is, but yeah, look, the second mini-boss of the game, except this mini-boss is a little bit harder than King Jellyfish in my opinion. I mean, by a little bit, I mean it's a lot a bit harder than King Jellyfish. It's not too bad, but what you have to do is you have to run around and find a certain area that does not have those lights, so you can bubble bowl him and hurt him, because that little thing he has around him is kind of a force field. So you want to be careful with that. And also another thing you want to be careful with is he really likes, like, making hammer robots. I don't know where the Duplicatotron is that he's making. Also, I'm not entirely sure if you get hit by that if the like, cycle restarts. I believe it does. Oh my goodness Christ, that was a little closer than I wanted it to be. Let me kill this guy first. Come on. Because those guys can be a little bit of a pain if you don't kill them before you try hitting Prawn, because they'll just get in your way. It'll suck. Also, every time this section restarts where he starts shooting his little, like, beam or whatever, I believe it gets a little bit faster. Either that or it just starts going or either that or it just goes on for longer. I don't know. I guess talking during this boss battle is a little harder than I thought because, well, I actually find this guy harder than Robot Sandy, which I guess makes sense because, well, he's after Robot Sandy. Like, you literally can't battle him until you've beaten Robot Sandy.
No, not again. This is not fair. I got a frozen wedgie for this. Is this the end of Prawn?
Prawn is safely locked away again, thanks to you, Frankie.
My name's SpongeBob.
Here, I found this in my sock drawer, next to a bunch of pink socks. It's another golden spatula.
Thank you, Mermaid Man. I shall always live my life by your shining example. Let goodness and kindness...
Are you still here?
Oh yeah, I forgot that when you beat him, it kind of just destroys all the robots so you get a few shiny objects, but the last golden spatula of the Mermalair. We beat the Mermalair in one episode. And I don't think this episode's going to be the longest episode in this series. Like, Jesus Christ, we did everything in the Mermalair that fast. Anyway, well, I don't go to the top of the pineapple. I want to go to on top of Shady Shoals so I can get to the second area of Bikini Bottom, but as you can kind of guess, that is it for this episode of the SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom 3 health run. Oh, I forgot to mention this. Once you beat Robot Sandy, you have the bubble, like, sponge bowl thing now in the main hub in every section. It's weird. I don't know why it's a thing, but it is. Anyway, in the next episode of the SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom 3 health run, we are going to be going into Rock Bottom, even though we have quite a bit more, not shiny objects, quite a bit more golden spatulas than we need. But yeah, we're gonna go into that hellhole, which in all honesty, it's weird that they labeled that level before the Mermalair, because I find Rock Bottom a lot harder than the Mermalair. Anyway, this has been Juttle Plays saying see you later and goodbye.